Guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Dominica, and make yourself comfortable because today I'm reviewing 5 products, 5 concealers that I truly feel work on a normal person's, not on cameras but off cameras as well, with minor creasing, minor caking, and there's obviously so many different applications and ways of applying and working with the concealer in order for the product not to crease. So I felt that all these concealers that I'm going to be recommending to you, I chose for a reason. I have so many different products in the house, but I felt like within the last few months, I really tested the limits of those concealers and they didn't disappoint. Most of them are very, very affordable drugstore products because I feel that there's always some kind of a knockoff of a high-end brand that works perfectly fine. So maybe you don't need to spend as much money on concealers, especially when the concealers start reaching $30 to $40 range. I kind of think that this type of money should be spent maybe on a foundation. So the 5 products that I'm recommending are still very affordable. Most of them are around $10, $11 mark. There's only one that's a little bit more expensive, but if you see how little you have to use of that concealer, it's going to last you forever. So let's jump into it because obviously I want to give you advantages and disadvantages of every single one that I actually tested. A lot of the products that I bought also, I didn't get a chance to test in a store to make sure that I'm matching my color. So I used all the online tools available for matching, tried, looking at different shades that each brand has. So it's going to be fun to watch me scramble. Okay, let's start with something that I honestly would use with my eyes closed, and it's so easy to blend. So Pro Glow by L'Oreal, the Infallible concealer. What happened to my autofocus? I thought I had an autofocus. How disappointing. There you go. Okay, so this is my number one, and number one not just because of the price, I just love the consistency. It is very brightening and illuminating, and it really feels like an eye moisturizer instead of concealer. It doesn't have a tone of color in it, but it still does the job. It still camouflages few little minor imperfections, and it blends so beautifully. The reason I love it so much and I use it all the time is because it is so brightening and so hydrating. This stays on for a while. I think that the longest I had this almost for probably 12 hours. Works like a dream. The easiest thing to blend. As a matter of fact, let me just drop the dot here. And I'm not going to say that there's a ton of color. Look at this. Boom, boom. It just blends right away. And I did something that I probably shouldn't have done because I did that over makeup already. But like I said, very easy to apply. If you were in a car and you had to do your makeup, this would be my choice. You can use as little as much as you want. Definitely camouflage what it's supposed to, but I think the main purpose of this concealer is really to illuminate that around eye area, brightening up a little bit, not so much to just cover all the lines. So obviously if someone wants to use it for full glam matte type of makeup look, I probably wouldn't go with this one. This is just more of everyday, on a spot, on a go, apply and go and forget that you've done it. So it doesn't crease, that it has so much hydration to it that it doesn't crease, doesn't settle in lines. My number one concealer among a lot of different high-end concealers and drugstore concealers. So that's the Pro Glow L'Oreal. The next one that I want to talk about is the cheapest and also very good. So this concealer, this is LA Girl Pro Conceal. This cost me probably, it went up. It used to be $250, mostly in drugstores and CVS, dollar store. That's why I found this one. This is, I want to say $3 and something, $3 and change at this point. I love this because it's the most affordable product with the really good performance. It's a little bit more creamier. It actually has a lot of pigment and cream. It has this little brush that you apply it with. It blends in, even if you're off by like a shade or two, it blends in so nicely into your around eye area that you forget that this is a concealer. It works with almost every foundation that I have. You see, let me just, so I have two colors and I use them together. Also very easy to blend, and it doesn't, I would say it gives a little bit of a hydration, but this is also a high performing concealer. It actually, you can put a little bit more of a product if you want to camouflage lines and different imperfections, dark circles. This will cover it a little bit better than the previous concealer that I was talking to you about. I love how it performs with high-end and drugstore products, with high-end foundations and foundations that are cheaper. It still performs beautifully. It quickly adapts to the color of the foundation that you currently have on. I've tested so many times. I used it for photo shoots. Honestly, one of the greatest things ever made for the drugstore, and so affordable. Again, thicker consistency, but still has this creaminess to it and liquidness to it, so it doesn't dry your around eye area at all. Something that is the most expensive one now. So some people truly believe that it's a grill of concealers, the It by Under Eye, and this is $27, 27 and a change. I don't know if different stores sell it for different prices. So what I love about this concealer is that even though it costs more, it costs about $27, $28, it actually is going to last you probably forever, because unless you decide that you don't like the color anymore and maybe it dried up after 10 years, so you have to toss it out. This concealer, no joke, when I first applied, I would just put, hold on, let me just show you that on my hand. I would apply just a normal amount and I wouldn't know what to do with the product. It was just so much that I couldn't even blend it out properly, and I had to wipe it out with the sponge. So no joke, let me see right now. Look at this. This is how much, can you even see it? You see this little drop here? This is what I put on my hand. And as I start working on it, there's so much product. It is, how to describe it? It feels sticky when you first start applying it, and you probably have to set it with the powder just a little bit, because it has this sheen of hydration to it. It stays on a little bit on a wet side, if it makes sense to you. So it's almost like it never really fully dries, so it camouflages everything beautifully. This is a perfect concealer for full glam makeup, full face, celebrity style makeup. This will definitely stay on forever without really shifting. So I tried it with the powder, setting it with the powder. I tried it without it, and I actually really, for every day, I really like that look of hydration to my entire skin. And I don't use a lot of makeup during the day on a daily basis, like, you know, going to work or school or to school. So when I use that, I definitely spend some time at home blending it, and typically I leave it on without setting it with the powder, because I like that hydrated plump look to my eye, around eye skin, under eye skin area. I don't know if this is the color that I should have. This is light buff, and they have a pretty good collection when it comes to shades. Hold on, let me just take a little bit, and I want to try something. I'm making a mess out of my makeup because I just want to show you. This was just the tiniest drop, and I keep blending it and blending it and blending it, and there's just like so much more product on my fingertip at this point. This camouflages. I just want to kind of show you that. I already have the makeup on, but I just decided, like, if I'm not hands-on explaining how everything works, you're just not gonna get it. So look, that just tiny little drop that I kept playing with gives this beautiful lifting effect. It definitely camouflages lines, wrinkles, dark circles, puffiness. It reduces puffiness really as you're applying it and blending it in. Beautiful, beautiful product. It's going to last you forever. I truly believe that you should invest in it, because whether you want an everyday look or you're looking for something for special occasions, this will do the job. Again, the key will be to match the color, so you definitely want to go with maybe 2-3 shades lighter than your foundation, unless you really like that contrast and you're gonna bake and whatnot. This is great for baking as well, because it has so much moisture in it that powder doesn't make your around eye area looking dry. Okay, so we are almost halfway, more than halfway done. The next one, again, I think I bought this on Amazon under $10. ColourPop No Filter Concealer. It definitely was under $10. I don't know what it cost on other sites, because I didn't check Sephora or anything like that. But the ColourPop is one of the fastest growing brands out there, because even though their product is very affordable, they have really good formulas. And this concealer is supposed to, it actually is, how to describe it, it's creamy with a lot of pigment. It has so much pigment, so much color, that you definitely, again, one of those concealers that you're probably not gonna put on your skin a lot of, just because that may be just too much. So you wanna start gently with maybe just 1 drop or 2 drops, and then play with it a little bit, blending it in. This is somewhat in between, so it camouflages your lines and around eye area beautifully. Dark circles have no chance of surviving with this concealer. Again, I would recommend it because I like the consistency. It feels creamy when you first start working with it, but then you learn how silky it actually is and how easy it is to blend it in with the rest of your makeup. So this is for someone who wants to try a different formula, someone who wants a little bit more of a coverage. Works beautifully with all different type of foundations and different products. Adapts pretty nicely to powder if you want to set it. It's not matte, it's not drying, so has a little bit of that silkiness to it, which I really like. It's not as glowy and liquidy as the Pro Glow. This is #1 concealer for me. I keep just saying it, but it's a very good product as well. So I would definitely recommend for you to try it. If you've tried a lot of different concealers and you still didn't find the product that you would absolutely love, this could be your product. This is a very good concealer. Again, biggest concern in pandemic time is that you may not able to match your color as if you were in Sephora trying the products on your skin or directly around your eye area. So that's the only struggle, but there are tools out there. Sephora has the shade finder. Some of the websites like Pure Cosmetics has the shade finder built in as well. So maybe you will be able to get you the right color this way, and good luck with that, because for me it's kind of tough. Like, I've been ordering a lot of products online, and sometimes I'm right on the money and the color is perfect, and sometimes I regret it that I even tried it and now I have to go through the return process and whatnot. So to avoid that, the best way to test the product would be at the store. So we just have to wait for the pandemic to go away so we can all go back to Sephora and try products on. And the last for today, I have Can't Stop, Won't Stop by NYX, and this is a full coverage concealer, a very high performing concealer. It dries matte. It definitely, and this is in vanilla. Okay, this is what the concealer looks like. I don't know NYX has more concealers than this or not. There you go. This, I'm thinking this color, that because I did order it online, maybe a little bit too light for me. However, wintertime, lighter foundations, I'm probably going to be able to use it as well. This particular concealer is, when you first apply it, when you first start playing with it, it feels very liquidy, but it covers everything. As you start blending it, it dries matte, and you don't even have to bake a lot. It's almost like it was made for those that don't want their concealer to shift, but they don't like to bake. I honestly would give it a chance to try it on without setting it with the powder, because it does dry matte, and maybe if you use too much powder to set it, maybe too much, you know, it may actually start creating new lines and new wrinkles on your face that you haven't seen before. So very, very good product as well, full coverage. I think that I would recommend it. I don't know if I already said it, but I would actually recommend it for someone who's looking for a full type of coverage effortlessly. It's so much thinner. It has a lot of pigment in it, and it just a little bit of the product has a lot of pigment in it, and a lot of product as you start blending it in. It's not as thick as the IT concealer, but it's out there. It actually is probably meant for full glam type of makeup, for matte looking makeup. Like I said, it dries matte for those of you that love that finish. This should complement the rest of your makeup. Again, they have pretty good choice of shades for a drugstore product, and also, if I'm not mistaken, it is under $10. I hope so. I did buy it online. Normally I would go to Harmon's store because they have the huge NYX display. Also Ulta now carries NYX, so I don't know what different stores' policies are. Again, it's probably very hard to match product these days, so you kind of have to buy it and try it and return it if you don't like it. But again, very affordable, very good product, a lot of color, a lot of coverage from a very, very small amount as you start blending it and applying it in. So I totally ruined my makeup because now I have what, total of 5 different concealers on the top of the concealer that I originally had, which for this makeup that I have on, I actually used the ColourPop one, just to try it on, just to see how it would work with the foundation for today's look, what it would look like on camera as well. So I'm pretty pleased with the results. So honestly, I have used every single one of them. Okay, for you, for the reviews that I do, I'm thinking maybe you're gonna like one of those products or 2 of those products. I'm not sponsored by those brands to talk about their products, so my review is true and honest, and I just wanted to let you know what it blends like, what it how it applies, how it feels when you start applying it and playing with it, so you have a better idea which of those products could possibly work for you. And if you like them all, buy them all. So that's it for this tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it, and let me know if you need more tutorials like that. I can talk about products and how they feel and how they apply all day long. So hit me up, leave a comment behind, smash that like button if you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in my next one.